Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to my PSM panels. I am Nur Hidayah binti Muhammad Taufik and I am going to present about my PSM with the title Integration of QFD, Triz and AHP for Multipurpose Bookshelf Innovative Design. My presentation is divided into 9 topics, which is background, problem statements and objective, scope and limitation, definition of multipurpose bookshelf and innovation design, specification analysis and position maps, research method that also contains related research, progress flow and lastly expected result. Based on the research, I found that middle-class communities are forced to live in apartments and flats due to a preference for a progressive lifestyle, economic size, and a lack of housing space. Thus, household furniture that serve multiple purposes at once will help them save space by accommodating multiple activities at once. As we all know, most of the multifunctional furniture has a simple and minimalist design that allows it to fit into any small space at home. The problem statement of this project is the limited space in the living area since many small apartments fail to provide spaces with quality and comfort. So, as we know, a human being needs to fill space when many things and furniture surround them. Next, most of the current bookshelf has a boring shelf because they have a lot of the same design and limited function. And also, most of the multipurpose bookshelf in the market has a high price range where the middle class communities cannot afford to buy the bookshelf. So, the integrator of the QFD, Triz, and AHP method is used to meet the user need and to show the systematic and creative design process. Thus, this project aims to choose the suitable design that can fit the small space by using the combination of the QFD, Triz, and AHP method. Next is to design a bookshelf that more interesting where it serves multiple activities and purposes at the same time. Basically, alter to multifunctional furniture solution will give full advantage of this reduced space while still achieving greater comfort, usability, and order in this space. Lastly, the project aims to fabricate and introduce the new concepts and ideas for future prospect of bookshelf. The scope of this project is to examine the importance of multipurpose bookshelf to increase space efficiency in small apartments. This multipurpose bookshelf is a wonderfully innovative way to create storage in small spaces. The other main scope of this project is to improve multipurpose bookshelf that meets customers' requirements. And lastly, this project will integrate design planning tools to innovate the systematic and creative design process. Apart from that, this project also has a limitation, which is it will be primarily intended for home use and office use only. Moreover, the conducted questionnaire survey will only cover Asians because the living styles and habits of people in other regions was different due to culture, weather, and geographic location. Other than that, through this project's process, research has led to the difficulty of collecting the data during the pandemic of COVID-19 since all the learning process is switching to e-learning process. To begin, multipurpose bookshelf is a bookshelf that offers at least 2 or more functions. Multipurpose bookshelf is commonly a wooden cabinet used in office, shops, laboratories, and homes. It is a self-storage of files and documents or other items for showcasing of saving items in the shapes. As we can see, there are some multipurpose bookshelf example designed by other designer, which is Book 1 Bookcase by Atelier 010 and Multipurpose Bookshelf by Venkatesh Kalidos. Basically, bookshelf can be divided into few levels of sizes such as small, medium, big, and huge. Those levels has a different usage such as the small size is suitable for paperbacks, notebooks, CDs, and lightweight book. The medium size is perfect for conserving space, displaying art, or delicate pieces in a place. Then big size is basically used for storage or displaying items and allow user to organize books, decorations, and memorable items. And lastly, the huge size can integrating the pot plants, artwork, sculptural shape, humor, storage, and vintage objects project together with book collection. It also can be used in living room and dining room as a bookshelf wall or can serve as an interesting room divider. After analyze the level, most of the suitable size for many environment is the medium size. So the direction or criteria that we will use for this project is the medium size of the bookshelf. Innovation design is about making things that are both beautiful and useful. Many things make the world go round, but innovation is what drives the world forward. Innovation may be a solution to a particular issue in certain situations. In some cases, innovation is a response to a specific problem where it's driven by a creative imagination with someone who looks at a product or a process and thinks to do it better. Next, before create a position maps, I have analyzed the specification and the characteristic of the 20 types of multipurpose bookshelf in the current market. With the help of this specification analysis, we can compare the multipurpose bookshelf more clearly. In this analysis, the multipurpose bookshelf are investigated based on necessary information like material, style, function, size, price, categories, situations, and features. After investigate the specification analysis, I could analyze the position maps. This analysis helps to analyze all those existing multipurpose bookshelf according to some specific criteria. Through these maps, the multipurpose bookshelf is divided into 4 zones. In position maps 1, each zone analyzes the space-saving ability where it is low or high space-saving ability and the function that refer to limited function or multifunction of the multipurpose bookshelf. In position maps 2, the multipurpose bookshelf is also divided into 4 zones. Each zone analyzes the style where it is traditional or modern and the assemble where it is customized or standardized assemble. Basically, this research mainly method have QFD, Triz, and AHP method. These three methods is used to innovate the multipurpose bookshelf design that meets the user need. So, QFD, which is Quality Function Deployment, is a tool that gathers voice of customers and inducting the expected features in the final product. The concept of QFD was created in the late 1960 to early 1970 in Japan by Professor Yoji Akao. According to Akao, Japanese companies used to copy and imitate product development. The tools of QFD is House of Quality. House of Quality involve collecting and analyzing the voice of the customer and a key component of the QFD technique. Next, for QFD related research, I have found some journals that are using a QFD as a method. The first journal is about QFD as a tool to improve negotiation process, product quality, and market success in an automotive industry battery component supplier. From the journal, in the 1970s, the Japanese automotive companies Hino Motors and Toyota were the first to use QFD. Throughout each product development process of this study, the QFD provides a systematic method of ensuring that customer expectations are correctly converted into relevant technical requirements and activities. Other than that, the second journal from my research is evaluating the strategic design parameters of airports in Thailand to meet service expectations of low-cost airlines using the fuzzy-based QFD method. Through this paper, the fuzzy-based quality function deployment, which is QFD method, was used to conduct a house of quality study for the integration of the voice of the LCA in the airport's design features. And lastly, the last QFD related research is about the self-service technology kiosk design for restaurants with using an QFD application. By using the quality function deployment approach, this study created and self-service technology house of quality structure for restaurants by combining the inputs of customers and restaurant industry experts as well as management. Next, Triz method is used to generalize problems and eliminating contradictions. According to Triz, universal principles of creativity form the basis of innovation. Triz identifies and codifies these principles and uses them to make the creative process more predictable. Triz is the Russian acronym for the theory of inventive problem solving. an international system of creativity developed in the USSR between 1946 and 1985 by engineer and scientist Heinrich S. Alschaller and his college. The main tools in Triz is substance field analysis, 40 inventive principle, 39 technical characteristics, and algorithm for inventive problem solving. The first related research about the Triz method is analyzing Triz-based strategic priorities of customer expectations for renewable energy investment with interval type 2 fuzzy modeling. This study aims to identify appropriate innovative strategies for solar energy investment for both commercial and non-commercial users. For this purpose, Triz-based 8 different innovative strategies are identified. After that, the second research is Triz-based approach for accelerating innovation in chemical engineering. Through this study, Triz-based methodologies are well suited for the chemical industry. Last research is the adoption of Triz contradiction matrix for solving problems in process engineering. This article proposed new characteristic and inventive principle for Triz contradiction matrix in order to expand its applicability to typical problems encountered. And lastly, the analytic hierarchy process, which is AHP method, is used to prioritize the customer requirements by constructing a questionnaire for experts and define the relationship between criteria by using pairwise matrix. The analytic hierarchy process is a method for organizing and analyzing complex decisions using maths and psychology. It was developed by Thomas L. Surtee in the 1970s and has been refined since then. The tools for AHP is the AHP questionnaire survey, which is for the designers and engineers. For AHP, there is also some related research that I found, such as application of group decision-making AHP, of confidence index and cloud model for road slope stability evaluation. Through this study, the AHP method for group decision based on confidence index was proposed to construct the cloud model of weight. The second related research is selection of intense energy welding process for high-strength aluminum alloy using AHP. This study aims in evaluating and selecting the best intense energy welding process to produce high-strength aluminum alloy joints for automotive application by using the AHP. The last research is a heuristic method to rank the alternative in the AHP synthesis. This paper proposed a heuristic method to rank the alternative in the AHP synthesis based on the multiplicative AHP model. The research step in this project involved the integrated QFD, Triz, and AHP method with 8 steps. The step is start with designing and conducting the user questionnaire survey for about 200 respondents. Next, the most important factor will be identified from the customer response rating based to a questionnaire survey. The third step is creating a house of quality to identify the customer's requirement. The fourth step is applying Triz to solve a technical or physical contradiction using the concepts, tools, and techniques. After that, to decide the design criteria that fit the customer's requirement and technical characteristic, the AHP questionnaire will be conducted. And in the next step, we will identify the relative importance of each element by multiply the important factor of the customer's requirement. Lastly, the last step is by select and verify the design. The designer can then verify the final design and any other specification related with it after selecting the final design. The PSM1 project flowchart is divided into 4 stages, which are data collection, data analysis, product development, and lastly the test and result. Now we move to the Gantt chart of this project. All the tasks and duration are listed using this Gantt chart to reach the smoothness of the project. All of the tasks is done by 14 months, start from December 2020 until January 2022. Next, I have conducted the user questionnaire survey. This questionnaire aims to collect respondents' basic information and opinions. The survey is conducted through online Google Form and it involved of 246 respondents. For the duration, the survey is conducted on May and took 1 month to collect the data. Basically, the questionnaire is divided into 3 sections, which is Section A, B, and C. Section A is about their basic information, while Section B and C is about their opinions and needs of the respondents. The findings of the questionnaire survey in Section A and Section B will be explained using descriptive statistics. Section A is asking about their gender, age, origin, occupation, and education background. Section B is asking about their general knowledge on the product, and Section C is asking about their product needs. After conduct the questionnaire survey, I could analyze the result from Section A, where 130 over 240 respondents are male and 115 respondents are female. Other than that, there are 130 over 246 respondents are students and 43 respondents are self-employed. With this basic information data, we can categorize and identify the range of target market easier. Section B is asking about the general knowledge on the product. Through Section B, I could know that only 97 over 246 respondents own the multifunction furniture at home, and if they had a choice or enough budget, they would buy the multipurpose bookshelf. In Section C, which is product requirement, the question is asking in a Likert scale method. Through this section, the respondent will rate the 21 factors such as design, ergonomics, material, size, innovative, creative, and so on. The rate is in between 1 until 5 marks, depends to the importance of the factors. In this section, the finding of the questionnaire survey will be explained using the column chart that shows the percentage and the amount of the respondents through their rating. Based on the survey result, the most top 5 that respondents chose are function, safety, extra function, quality, and appearance. These 5 characteristics will be used as a design direction for the multipurpose bookshelf design. To summarize, we can say that most of the respondents face the problem of limited space in the living area. Most of them are male and there are 20 until 29 years old. Other than that, they believe that improving to multipurpose bookshelf can help to solve the problem of limited space. They prefer minimalist appearance and chose function and safety as their priority. Last but not least, most of the respondents prefer the multi or extra function to fulfill their requirement. For the expected result, the design of the multipurpose bookshelf should fit all spaces, especially in a small space area. Secondly, the multipurpose bookshelf should have several functions that can fit all age, which is youngster and senior citizens. And the QFD, AHP, and Triz are used in order to design and innovate the suitable multipurpose bookshelf. Lastly, the next stage in this research project is we will be creating a house of quality design based on the user demands that can be obtained from the questionnaire analysis. Next, we will build a concept design for the multipurpose bookshelf by sketching some ideas and sketch a 3D drawing using AutoCAD software. After all the sketch is done, a prototype will be created. So that's all from me. Thank you for listening.